Boom, 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 boom. What's going on, YouTube? We're here. We're live, impromptu Friday morning live stream. Back doing some content on all my platforms, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And I was looking through some PLO content out there, and I really wanted to. I'm trying to get better at PLO tournaments, and there's a few tournaments that are on replay over on Pokerstars, and somebody actually downloaded them and posted them on YouTube. So we're going to go back, watch them, try to get better at some Pot Limit Omaha tournaments, try to learn something for ourselves, and try not to answer 1 million questions about my haircut, because as you guys can see, I have no fucking hair left. So it is what it is. So let's watch this, man. In the mix right now. It looks like it was, I believe it was, first place is, let's see here. First place is 191,000, second place 144,000, third place 109,000. It's a $5,200 buy-in at the final table. We have a couple regulars in the mix here. We have Cobus 83, one of the end bosses, one of the best Pot Limit Omaha players in the entire world. TJbentham as well in the mix, longtime high stakes regular. Terror 777727, also another phenomenal Pot Limit Omaha cash game player, and also somebody who does very, very well in the World Series Poker Pot Limit Omaha events too. I play with him some in the 10K Pot Limit Omaha event this summer, which I got 17th in because I am a PLO tournament professional poker player. We have Lisi Stink in there, I believe from Finland, and also as a cash game player. Dante Goya F is from Brazil. Mathematics, I believe, has played PLO for a pretty long time. And I read books, I assume, is a book reader with a name like that. So that's about it. We're going to watch this. Some of the things we're paying attention to today is exactly what some of the sizes these guys choose to go with. And, one of the things I'm looking to get better at personally is, and this is not going to be a surprise to anyone who watches any of my stuff, but is getting better at playing a short stack, because I noticed that deep stack during tournaments, I'm very comfortable. I think I play well. But when I get down to short stacks, and obviously I hate short stacks, but when I get down to shorter stacks, I have no idea what exactly I'm doing. And, I feel like, and there's such less room for error when you're a short stack too. So it's like when you fuck up, if you have 18 big blinds left and you lose 6 big blinds, that's a pretty big portion of your stack. Whereas when you fuck up with 100 big blinds and you lose 6 big blinds, it's really not that big of an impact. So I noticed that if I misplay 2 or 3 spots and I lose 10 big blinds, I mean, I'm pretty much down to 8 big blinds, and then I really don't necessarily know exactly what ranges I should be shoving, or what I should be playing, or what I should be potting, or what I should be limping. It's just kind of a foreign concept to me. So I'm very excited to kind of watch this back, see how some of these great players approach it, and kind of go from there. So it looks like blinds are 40,000, 80,000 here. So what kind of stacks guys are working with here right now? 800K is 10. So let's see, 8, 16, 24, 32. Yeah, so we have a lot of short stacks in here for the most part. So looks like TJbentham raised this up from the middle position. Jack 5-8 seems really loose. Cobus just defended, and he turned the nut straight. TJbentham has the blockers with the diamond redraw. He chose not to c-bet that hand. I think that seems fine. He doesn't want to... These guys are very deep, so I wouldn't expect Cobus to be check-raising this flop very light. But it's very interesting hand to open. I don't think I would open this hand ever. But I'm sure he's also been playing with the guys behind him. Maybe the guys behind him are very tight. But I don't know. I don't think I'd be opening this hand into Cobus big blind. And then on the river, Cobus is going to bet pot, trying to get value from that 7, basically. And I think that he assumes if TJ, like what hands could TJ have on the river they check back the flop with that he would potentially call here with? Maybe like 10-8, maybe 9-8, which a lot of those hands are just going to fold no matter what Cobus bets. So I think from an exploitative standpoint, he's just trying to get the maximum when he does have a 7, and he's probably going to assume that... Yeah, he's probably going to assume that, he would just fold everything else. So, TJ's in the tank right now. I don't know if he's thinking about bluffing here with the blockers. I mean, he does have the nut blockers. He might think Cobus has a 7 here as well, too. So, he might be considering making a play here. But with these stacks so deep, he is going to be the chip leader, or second in chips now. I mean, I don't know. With the ICM, everyone fucking obsesses about ICM. So, I imagine he's just going to fold. But I would think he's definitely tanking here and thinking about, okay, maybe if Cobus bets smaller, TJ might have actually raised. So, but yeah, I don't know. Interesting play. I mean, that's kind of the trouble when you open a hand like Jack 5-8 and you find yourself in a bunch of weird situations like that where, is it a problem? I don't know. I don't know. Looks like TJ's going with a little over a minimum raise here. 180, 160 would be a min raise. So he's going about 2.2. And yeah, we'll see if he chooses to play pretty aggressive here. So what's going on, everybody in the chat, man? We got a lot of people out there right now. I mean, no, we don't. But my volume is really low. No problem. I will turn up my volume. Thank you very much, my friend. Hold on. Let me put the gain up here, guys. Yeah, just let me know if the volumes. I haven't done a live stream in a little bit of time. So just let me know. Let me turn this up a little bit. All right, let me know if that's better, guys. And yeah, who we got? Monster TV channel. What's up, puppy? Welcome to the great game. So we can see Terror defends here, 7-5-2-6. So if he's defending this hand, he's defending everything. And he flops very marginal, which is going to happen all the time. And by very marginal, I mean he flops pretty bad. Bottom pair, backdoor Mexican straight draw. Not very good hand. So Cobus checks back the wrap. And then goes at bets a turn. He's going to take it down. Who else we got? Noah Schmartz, Night Train. What's up, boys? Peter Slipple. Keep posting those 2006 Instagram videos. Yeah, man. If you guys aren't following my Instagram, I'm about to turn up the heat on the content on my Instagram page. I don't know, man. I took about a week or two off. I've been trying to work on my just being more mindful, try to stop being so distracted, really limit my focuses on my life, and just try to take it kind of step by step and building up my systems to be a productive human being instead of being obsessed on my phone and playing fucking video games like Fortnite. So about the past week, I haven't really done much on social media, done much on content, just kind of been reading, just been really focusing on staying present in the moment, working out, as you guys can see. And I mean, maybe I'll always look the same. I don't really know. So, but yeah, man, I'm just trying to try to be more productive and more motivated, I guess you can say. I don't really know. Who fucking knows, man? Queen Jack 8-9 double suited, beautiful hand. Terror King 6-7, not the best kings, that's for sure. But he's going to decide to call in the small blind. Very, very troublesome hand to play King 7-6 in cash games and tournaments all the time, because oftentimes this hand you're going to be flopping an overpair with no redraw to go along with it. So Speedy says I sound like a choice center survivor. No, man, I sound like someone who was being a fucking idiot and could have been doing a lot better with what he was working at, and then was like, hey, why am I struggling with certain things? And I mean, I don't know. I think it goes back to the passion and an energy and desire I've had for poker in the past came so easy to me. And it isn't coming so easy to me when it comes to doing other things in my life right now. So, you know, you got to kind of dial it all back. You got to try to limit distractions and figure out how you can be more fucking productive. I mean, I don't know. I was just sitting around on my phone. I wasn't doing much for the most part. I was just kind of couldn't really find motivation to be consistent with anything for the most part. So yeah, I've started playing some more poker again, and yeah, it's been going fun, man. Ace 6-9. I think Terror's probably going to 3-bet here, try to get it in against this under the gun raise. King Jack Deuce double suited. I think it looks better than it is. I think this is a hand that I would probably fold under the gun, even though it looks so beautiful. I think what does he have about? About 20 some big blinds. I think I would fold this hand. I don't know. I don't think I would raise this hand. So. But then I would fold to 3-bet, and yeah, all pretty standard, looks like. Am I a Buddhist monk now? No, I just have a shaved fucking head, dude. What are you talking about, man? Come on. I'm not a Buddhist monk. Maybe I am a Buddhist monk. I don't know. Noah Smith, yo, puppy, love your IG page, man. Thank you, Noah. Thank you. My man, On Gun, what's up, buddy? How's it going, On Gun, man? I miss you, man. I hope things are going well with you. I hope poker's going well with you, my friend. He says, are you getting back into poker again? Listen, man, I love poker. Poker's, it's so fun to me. It's kind of this, the escape in terms of, because when I'm sitting here by myself, I start thinking about all these things and my mind races at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And when I go play poker, all that stuff kind of goes away, which is one of the beautiful things which I guess that's why I was always great at poker. Why I became great was because it was my sort of therapeutic escape. It was like my alcohol or like my heroin or like my cocaine or whatever drugs people use. Like poker was my drug. Instead of having to face the anxiety I often felt when it came to doing things that made me uncomfortable, I just played poker all the time. So yeah, man, I don't know. I've tried to figure out why exactly, what makes somebody good at poker. And I think that for me, it was really just an escape from having to think about other things in my life, whatever those kind of things are. So Terror opens Queen Jack 6 with so it looks like some of these, I don't know, I can't really take anything away from Terror's strategy so far, but kind of just so far we've seen these two guys favor bigger pairs that I wouldn't expect to be opens from players, but he flops overpair with the jack blocker. I expect him to continuation bet here. I read books has backdoors, could potentially peel here, but I don't think he has to peel. I think I would just fold here, especially when he does turn a wrap and he's facing another bigger bet. He's just not putting a lot of money in very good. And he folds like a bitch. Nice hand. Did I lose a bet? No, I didn't. No, I didn't lose a bet, man. I just want to shave my head, man. I don't know. I didn't do my hair. I was sitting around. I never did my hair. Like, I was looking kind of busted down. I'm looking run down. And now I just look fresh. Look spry. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I don't look all fucking... I don't look all, depressed. Depressed season, you guys know, man. We're fighting a depression over here, guys. Fuck six. For better or worse. Queen, 9-9. I expect him to just call here. I don't think he's going to 3-bet. Oftentimes, I think people are scared of aces. Even though Terror has been opening. We don't really know about his frequencies right now. So I think Queen, 9-9 is just going to be a call. Because when you get it in, bad. When you get all in here pre-flop. Especially with the stack sizes too. Yeah, it's just this weird thing where some people might say it looks like a 3-bet. But oftentimes, it's just going to be a call and you try to make a hand here. Try to flop a set or try to steal the pot later. For instance here, if you want to decide to bet like 1/3 pot, but I don't think this is a hand that most people are going to bet. I wouldn't bet this hand myself. Terror turns 2 pair. Interesting, Terror checked back on the flop here. I think that oftentimes when he checks back here, it's going to be really hard for him to call 2 streets with his hand unless he improves like this, basically. So I think I would decide to bet, and then if I get check raised by Cobus or get raised by I Read Books, I would fold. But maybe he's scared of getting raised by... Maybe he's scared of getting raised by someone who just flopped like ace-king type of hand, and he doesn't want to bet fold his hand. But I don't think he can check call. I guess he can... Maybe, I don't know. I think I would choose to just bet this hand as a c-bet. And then the turn, Cobus bets pretty big, and he decides to just call... Maybe he's thinking, wow, he just checks back. Maybe he's thinking that if Cobus has a worse 2 pair, he's not going to bet call the raise, but he'll bet the turn and then check. But he didn't bet the river though. Let me go back to that hand real quick. It's a very strange hand. So I would say that why doesn't he raise the turn? It looks like he has the nuts. I mean, he could be scared of a set. I would say he potentially wants to get value from 2 streets of value from a king 3 or king deuce or like an 8-3, 8-2 type of hand. And if he raises the turn, he's probably just going to fold that hand. But then he didn't value bet the river. Not sure why he didn't value bet the river. I don't exactly know if he's scared of. Maybe he thinks that there's not many hands Cobus can call with, but I actually do think there are going to be hands that Cobus can call with. Like I said, 8-3, 8-2. King 2, King 3, Queen 8. I think if Cobus had King Queen, he probably would just bet the river himself. Maybe he's worried about getting check raised, but I don't think so. It's just a very strange check back. Very strangely played hand right there by Terror. But, we'll take into account. We'll think about it. Maybe it's, I don't know, man. You always got to keep an open mind when you see plays, and then maybe just wants to preserve that chip stack too. Maybe there's some merit to having the big stack here and being the chip leader, and you don't know. Tournaments, man. We can see cards because this is a replay from Pokerstars. So Kali Poker TV, shout out to them. They posted a bunch of replays. Tim F says, Poppy, you look like you gained some muscle since I last saw you. You've been working out, brother. Working out every day, man. Every day. We're lifting hard. We're getting back into it, man. I expect a 3-bet here. Oh my God, he timed out. Oh my God. Oh my God, did you guys see that? Are you fucking for real? Did you guys see this? This fucking guy, mathematics, watch this. He's got ace, king 8. Oh my God, he's going to get it all in here for about, 15 big blinds. Watch this. Oh my God, this is sad. Oh man, he probably thought he had time bank. Wow. DGen Tour, what's up, Big Poppy? What's happening, man? Said head looks good. Thank you, brother. Thank you. We got that nice head over here. We working with that nice head, baby. Roger from I've gotten better at Pop Lemon Omaha because of you, but my 2-card PLO has suffered for it. I love the content. That's what it is, man. It's very hard to play at a high level of Pop Lemon Omaha and No Limit, especially when you're learning PLO. You have so many ideas going through your mind that are specific to PLO and that work against you at no limit hold'em, that it's often, it just, that's what's going to happen. I feel like you're just going to become a little worse player temporarily at hold'em. But once you get better at pot limit Omaha, I do feel like a lot of the concepts and things that you learn at PLO can be applied in similar situations in no limit hold'em, just that the ranges are going to be different. So 10-5-2 here. TJ raised under the gun, checked back the flop with the future Bangkok blocker here. Terror had top pair. Surprised TJ didn't decide to c-bet that flop. I think he's probably going to take it down pretty often. Terror here bets the turn with the 10, turning his hand into a bluff. TJ has the nut blocker with the top pair with straight draw. I think we might see him raise here, thinking that Terror wouldn't be... I mean, we had to remember, these are tournaments too, and these are the bigger stacks, so maybe there's just more merit to just preserving the chip stack a lot of times than I tend to think about here. And I don't know what he's going to do here. He has some showdown, but now he doesn't beat two pairs, so he might actually bet here. So I think when he bets here, when you're in Terror situation, what do you think he has? I think oftentimes you're going to think that he has a flush, and you're probably going to fold your two pairs. Let's say that you had a 10 or you had a 5 or something like that, and then you happen to make two pair on this river, and now you're checking because you have enough showdown, you don't have to bluff. So then TJ's basically saying, okay, I'm going to turn this into a bluff because I want to get him off two pairs. And there is going to be sometimes Terror does have a flush. I don't know how often he's going to lead a marginal flusher on the turn. I think he's just going to check call that with the flush. So TJ is going to get him off some flushes too if he did have a flush, and then he's going to get him off two pairs as well. He does have the straight blocker, but I think some players here might just check this back and think they have enough showdown, but I think this is a great spot to turn your hand into a bluff, and then TJ does take it down. He could obviously raise the turn as well too, but yeah, we just have to kind of have to remember the whole entire idea of preserving the chips. Blinds it up, so chip leader now has about 48 big blinds here. Why am I not on the final table? I'm one of these guys. What are you talking about, man? Come on. Definitely one of these guys. Uh-oh. Here we go. Bottom set. First nut flush draw and the 9 blocker here. Expect to see a c-bet here from Cobus. I think TJ is just going to check call here. He seems to be playing a little bit more passive, especially against some of their bigger stacks. Small sample size, though. But I think we're going to see him check call. He does check call. Turns a 5. Beautiful card. Now I expect to see him... Wow. Check, check. Wow. Interesting. So now TJ is going to bet probably pretty big. 5-something, 6-something maybe. Let's see what kind of game plan he's going with here. So Cobus instantly checked back that turn. Yeah, 588. I was thinking 577. Cobus snap folds. Wow. This is sick. What the fuck? Can you see the cards? Wow. Damn, that's a sick play. Wow. Damn, Cobus didn't even think about it. Wow. I mean, he had the 9 blocker. I mean, he has the clubs in his hand too. Makes it less likely TJ has clubs. Wow. Tim F. Joe, I went from 271 to 208 this year. My goal is 180. You got it, brother. It's just keep it up, man. Consistency, a little bit at a time, working out every day, trying to be active every day. I mean, you obviously got this far. You know you can get to the rest. So take it down, Tim. Take it down. Take it down. Yeah, if you guys know about Cobus, Cobus plays very, very fast. He's one of the fastest players in the history of online poker, man. He is just, yeah, he's super fast here. So he doesn't take too long. Sometimes players think. He doesn't really think. He's already has it all mapped out in his mind. I mean, there's a reason why this guy's one of the top pot Omaha players in the entire world. So can he see the card? I mean, I don't know. Could he see the cards there? That was pretty card seeing like. So I think most players would just go ahead, bet that turn with that nut flush draw there. And maybe consider calling the river too. So TJ is getting really out of line. So we got to figure out, why is he opening this hand? So I think he's opening this hand because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 rather short stacks here. But I think Lissy is going to be defending the big blind at a pretty high frequency. But I guess he's just thinking that he can outmaneuver these guys post-flop. And they're going to be playing passive post-flop because of how similar they all are in chip stacks. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. I mean, maybe these are all like normal things to a lot of people out there, but like I said, I I mean, I've watched only PLO tournaments I've really watched in my life are ones I've done commentary on during the World Series of Poker, which is about 7 or 8. But I've never watched back, except a Phil Goffin video. I've never really watched back. And that's kind of what happened. He plays very passive. He just check folds instantly. So something to think about, though, for sure. Something to think about of just leveraging a little bit bigger stack size in a situation where you do have 4 similar stack sizes here in a money bubble sort of situation. Not really money bubble, but just with the pay jumps. Would you do CrossFit, Joey? I would do CrossFit. Why not? Been doing some boxing lately. I love boxing. I don't know. It goes in. It's like similar to basketball with the footwork and with which is kind of, you can do it by yourself too, which I really enjoy. Hit the bag. You're practicing just your mechanics, practicing your footwork, practicing your fundamentals. ICM pressure, man. Yeah. Something I don't think about enough or a lot. That's for sure. So Cobus does turn the nuts there. So let's notice the bet size, 150 into 500. I read books. Gonna have to fold here. I don't think he just call. Not sure if I like that call. I mean, he could improve to some 2 pairs on the river and then get to showdown. And then Cobus does not value bet here. This is interesting. Wow. Surprised. I'm really surprised Cobus did not value bet that river. Very surprised. Harb says, I'm training for American Ninja Warrior right now. You should do it too. It's actually not a bad idea. I don't know what I want to train for. I want to pick some sort of physical activity that I'm going to train for. I don't know if it's going to be boxing. I don't really want to box another person, but I just love boxing. It's very fun. I think it's puts you in great shape. It's kind of like this strategic thing where you try. I mean, it just seems like a very enjoyable activity. So, no, I'm not going to box somebody. Why are people so upset? People they jack off to the idea of two men boxing in an industry where they know each other. It's very weird, the fetish people have for this boxing. Goes check. Terror has the bottom 2 pair here. I expect him to just... He does have the 5, though. Yeah, I expect him to check here. And then I expect Cobus to check back as well. And then he's going to lose. We're seeing all the whole cards. This is a replay, guys. Pokerstars posts the replays of the tournaments, all their WCOOP tournaments. So you can actually go back. I mean, listen, I got to pause it for a second. This is one of the sickest fucking values in the history of poker. I'm dead serious. It's free. All you have to do is load up Pokerstars. You can watch back every single tournament replay. Every single one. You have some of the best poker players in the entire world with their cards up the entire time. If you're not utilizing this, you are, you're not doing enough. Like, if you're trying to get better at tournaments, you're not doing enough. You're not watching back as many replays as you can. Like, you should be grinding these fucking replays if you play tournaments, man. It's just it's insane value. It really is. So, Terror Limb small blind here. I expect this to go check fold. TJ's probably going to bet half pot. Yep. Nicholas Sparrow, global audience. Any danger of a shout out for Singapore, mate? What up, Nicholas Puppy? Welcome to the great game of pop in Omaha. Thanks for tuning in, Nicholas. Shout out to Singapore. That place looks fucking beautiful. Roger says, I don't believe boxing by yourself is called boxing. I think it's called cardio with gloves on. I think it's called training. I think it's called working at your game in case you do want to box somebody, especially when you got the bag or you got the other various boxing drills they have in the gym there. I'm pretty sure it's still called fucking boxing, buddy, okay? Calm down. Next podcast is going to be Tuesday with Make Boy Finn. He's a high-stakes Nolan Hold'em player on PokerStars. One of the top Nolan Hold'em players right now. A young kid from Finland. Came up in the past 3 or 4 years to start playing high stakes. And, seems like an interesting kid. Fan of the podcast. Can't wait to have him on. Wednesday, I think we're going to be having Daniel Negreanu on the podcast too. So I'm excited, man. We got a lot of podcasts in the works. Man. It's going to be cool. So TJ here has he's second set now. I expect him to bet out here. Probably like 3 something, 2 something, something like that. Try to get value from a worse 2 pair potentially. Yeah, 230. Ba-bam. I read books and probably just going to fold here. He doesn't really have much improvement for his hand. Definitely has reverse implied odds if he does make that 2 pair. Could turn his hand into bluff on later streets, but I think it's probably better off just folding here and preserving the chip stack. I think when TJ calls the small blind here, he's going to have mostly high cards in his range. He's not going to have too many of those run-down type of hands that he's ahead of. He does decide to call, though. And this is the problem with calling with this hand here, is that you're going to improve on the river, and now I expect TJ to shove all in here. So if TJ shoves all in here, basically what he's hoping to get called by is if I read books has a draw, he's going to fold anyway. So if I read books has a6, a3 type hand, maybe ace8 or something like that, I think he wants to at least make it look like he could have a bluff. And also, if you're kind of thinking about this, right? So what does TJ's range look like here? What bluffs does TJ potentially have? Well, he could have some of those rundown type hands as well too, that he is turning into a bluff. So if you're I read books and you have the a6, a3, or ace8 type hand, maybe you're going to think he has just enough hands in his range to justify calling here. And I mean, this is kind of the problem with calling on the turn, is that when you do improve your hand, you have the reverse implied odds. And instead of just folding and then kind of preserving those chip stacks, you put yourself in a position like this where you literally have 0%. And this is what I assume is going to happen here. I assume TJ is going to shove here. But maybe not. Maybe he just goes for less chips. Maybe he actually does go for less chips here, because the difference between getting 5 big blinds to 10 big blinds here, maybe it's that big. Maybe he also thinks that I read books range for calling here is going to be very, very tight because of chip stack sizes. So he might want to just bet less to try to get some value out of here. And he does bet pretty big and gets snap called. And yeah, I mean, I know we kind of foresaw that happening on the turn, didn't we? I haven't watched this quite yet, but. And obviously we can see the fucking cards, so we're all going to seem pretty smart. But just kind of things to think about. You just try to take away something from the hands. Try to take away. You know, I might be in that spot in the future, so I kind of want to have an idea of how to play that situation too. And maybe to me, that ace8, not 7-10 is going to be a call on the turn in the moment. But in retrospect, you review your play, you review the hands, and you say, okay, maybe it's a fold. So. Looks like he's going to be eliminated here. What the fuck? What just happened there? Did Terror shut? What? Oh, he was short stack. All right, I don't know what's happening here. Whatever. He's going to eliminate them both. That's it. That's how to win pot limit tournaments, guys. You raise ace king 5-4, flop the middle pair, turn the trips, and then hold. GG. Mathematics out in 6th place, $47,000 for his efforts. I read books 7th place, $37,000. Nice hand. Why am I a skinhead now? Oh my God, I know. American history poppy. Cobus. Double suited aces. Gonna 3-bet here. I expect this to go one fold, and then I expect this to go. TJ gonna fold. We know we don't fold the 3-bets around here on the great game of Pot in Omaha, but I think we could see a fold here. I don't know why Terror's calling. What the fuck is going on here? TJ's got to fold here. He's going to put himself in so many. It's just so hard to fold the 3-bets, especially when you're going to have position here. And most likely Cobus is just going to shove, and then you're going to be able to see Terror act in front of you. And also, he does cover him too, but yeah, that's it. So he bets all in. I think that Terror, is he going to call it? No, because he has the double gutter with 2 backdoor flush draws. So we might see him put it in here. I don't know. He folds, yeah. Nice hand. Terror is not a fish. No way. Terror's a beast, man. I feel like he final tables or goes deep in a World Series of Poker PLO event every fucking year. So I'm definitely paying attention to what he's doing. He's 100% doing things very right. I mean, obviously could be running hot too, but I mean, I don't know, man. He's had some great results in every format of Pot Limit Omaha. So yeah. What are with all these like weird comments in the chat? I'm not going to get a swastika tattoo. We're going to time some of you fucking idiots out, man. So now we just have the 2 short stacks left, and we have the 3 big stacks right now. So be interested to see what happens here. And Lisi is going to get all in here, unfortunately, against bad aces with the ace, king, queen, jack. And he is not going to be happy to be against aces, unfortunately. Everyone always has aces in these PLO tournaments. I don't know how it's possible. You get a beautiful hand like this, and they just have aces every time. Terror with the fake tank. Ooh, what am I going to do here? I got aces. Ooh. I'll make it look like I have a decision. And now if you're Lissy, you're probably saying, okay, he tanked down. He has a weak hand. My hand's ahead of him. And then you see the bad news. I think what does he have? What? 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 Did I see that wrong? Wait a second. What? Wait a second. Let me go back and... Hold on a second, guys. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. What the fuck? What? What? He's got 10 big blinds left. He put in 3.5 big blinds. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I mean, would Terror shove double suited queens there? Wow. 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 Holy crap. Wow. Wow. What the hell? What a fuck, man. What a... Wow. 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 I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Wow. Wow. Jacked PLO says, I think the small raise after the tank equals super strong, but I don't think I could fold ace, king, queen, jack. Yeah, man, I don't know. And now he's going to get it in here pretty poor. Unfortunately, he's up against top two pair. He turns to straight, all in, needs a full house. Nope, take it down, doubles up. Listen, he knows something we don't know, man. Ay. What would Lissy's equity be against that hand anyways? I think it's something like 40? 39? 39, 40? Yeah, I'm not saying that Lissy's fold's bad. I wouldn't expect him to fold. I don't think I would fold. I think I'd be like, well, he has enough hands. I mean, I guess, what hands are we ahead? I mean, maybe it's a fucking fold. I don't know. Let me hold on, guys. Let me run a quick, simple, basic pro poker tool simulation here. Hold on a second. I'm just very curious right now. Let's pull this over here. Hypothetically, what is his ace? Let's just give him a hand. Jack diamonds, queen hearts. Let's just ace. I mean, I just give him the aces and kings. Let's just see what it is. I mean, a very simple one. Wow. Okay. Damn. Yeah. Against aces, he has 29. Well, that hand's in really bad shape against aces. How did I get that so fucking wrong? Dare I say, out of line. 29%. So, okay, so let's think about this for a second, right? So if he happens to have, I mean, yeah, you're never getting your money in good shape there. So if you basically give him a range of just very, very simple, we'll do this very fast here, right? All the kings, all the queens. Obviously, he's not going to have all the kings, all the queens. So this is best case scenario, 39% against all the kings. That's every bad combination of kings, every bad combination of queens. 39%, yeah, I mean, when you think about what hands is he going to be ahead of there, well, he's not going to be ahead of, yeah, he's getting a lot of money in pretty bad. So yeah. Easy fold. Second. One like equals one fold of ace, king, queen, jack to the 3-bet. There you go. Yeah, Lissy's been playing Pokemon for a long time, man. Been on the cash game streets for a very long time. I mean, at first glance, I would think that. What's his equity against that aces right there that he had? 2 hearts, 4 hearts. What is his equity against that ace, that exact aces? Yeah, so against those exact, someone asked about those. Against those exact aces, he's 33%. Easy fold. Nice hand. Nice hand, Lissy. Nice hand. Why 3.5 just to fold for 5 more? I don't think that he expects to get re-raised very often unless it's by... I think in PLO tournaments, people aren't just going to... If they have... Most hands are just going to call with and then shove the flop. Or check and then check pot. I think only time Lissy will get 3-bet there is if he's against strong aces. Or all aces. Most kings. Some strong double-suited queen-type hands. And maybe some strong double-suited jack-type hands, but not always. Have I had beers with Doug lately? I have not had beers with Doug lately. So Terror has the aces, opens up 2.3 versus 20 big blind stack in the big blind, insta fold. So it looks like they're going 2.2, 2.3 big blinds here, pre-flop. That's kind of my big thing. When I get down to these stack sizes, I'm like, should I be opening pot? Should I be opening 2.2? Should I be opening 2.3? I mean, this is kind of what happens when you play less than 100 pot minimum tournaments in your entire life, is that you end up in these very weird situations where you're just not sure what to do, and that's how I feel when I play. But oftentimes, other people don't know what they're doing either, but they have more tournament experience than I do. So I said, when I played that 10K PLO tournament this summer, I was deep for most of it. So I had over 50 big lines for most of it, and I was just very comfortable with that stack size and thought I played well, thought I ran okay too as well too. And then I lost a couple pots on day 3, I think it was, once we got down. I think it was I can't remember if it was day 2 or day 3. Maybe it was end of day 2 when there was like 30 players left. I lost like 2 pots, and when you lose 15 big blinds and then 13 big blinds, you're basically, and then the blinds go up and you're about 20 big blinds, and then you lose 1 or 2 more pots and you lose 8 big blinds in those hands. You know, that adds up pretty quickly. And then if you don't win any hands and you're just not sure, you know, I think I just found myself, really wasn't sure exactly what I should be doing in a lot of situations. And I think I've gotten better since the summer, but I mean, the only way to get better is really got to play and put yourself in those situations. And there just really aren't many pot minimum tournaments that with a similar structure that you can play for the most part here in America. So it's kind of hard to get better at them. But, you know, we have resources like this. We have World Series of Poker streams that we can watch and we can take in. So I think these are great ways to get better. TJ bets half pot here with the bottom pair. Backdoor draws, takes it down. Nice hand. No violence, no madness taking place here. Domego Joe Lachik Lisi is definitely not a donkey. He is a crusher. Yeah, people in the chat think it was a donkey play. You're a donkey, chat. No, we got winning players here. This isn't Doug Polk's chat. This isn't my man Doug Polk's chat. This is my chat. TJ deciding to raise one of those limps here from Terry. Terry's basically limping every small blind. We haven't seen him raise yet, but a small sample size. He does check, does limp call. Mono flop. I think TJ's probably going to bet here 150, something like that. Maybe checks back here, goes for a delayed continuation bet. But he does check back. Tier might, I mean, seems ambitious to bluff here. See you later, Harbs. Take care, brother. See you on the Twitter, my friend. Yeah, might go, nope, checks back again. Interesting. I guess he has some showdown with the 10. Terry might bluff here, but I don't think he's going to bluff this hand. I think he's bluffing this hand. He's bluffing a lot of hands. Would TJ check his hand back here, get to showdown? Or will he try to rep some sort of thin value with like a 150K bet or something of that nature? Maybe try to fold off a jack or a better 10 specifically. Yeah, 200K. Okay. Tier's probably thinking, what's this guy doing? Can I check raise here? But unfortunately, sometimes you just got to fold. Interesting hand. Now, I find these little pots like that, you know, looks like a meaningless hand to a lot of people out there, but I do find those sorts of things interesting in terms of just I try to figure out where people are coming from, what they're thinking, why they're thinking what they're thinking. Does it fall in line with my own potential approach to poker, or my own approach to pot Omaha, or the way I think about things, and how can I potentially incorporate an idea like that we might have found in that hand into a similar situation, or maybe a completely different situation, and just kind of the idea of thinking about, okay, when should we turn a hand into a bluff that maybe we wouldn't, and why are we turning that into a bluff, and what size do we need to choose? Because you can find equivalent spots in cash games similar to that, even though this is a tournament. And, you know, you can find that in all formats of poker. It's just the general idea is something to think about. Terror raises up here, flaps the gutter, backdoor straight draw. No quad draw, though. Lissy has the top pair. He might decide to bet here on the turn. Probably doesn't think he can call. Doesn't want to check call. Terror might bluff here with the ace. He might expect Lissy to bet out if he had a strong hand. But wouldn't be surprised to see him check back. He does bet pretty big, 340. I mean, that might be merit for betting the turn too, potentially. But because you don't really have a hand strong enough to check call here. And maybe this is a spot where some players might just check back. But like I said, with the ace blocker, it does block some of those ace fours. So that might be, ace four might be a hand that Lissy's going to check call with. And whereas 4-6 is going to be a hand that Lissy's going to lead out with. And Lissy might not be expecting to delay continuation bet too often, especially if Lissy does have a straight type of hand. So he might just want to go for value with those hands. So therefore, when he does check here, he has a lot of hands going to check fold. Kind of interesting. And also Terror has he has a 7 and the 8 in his hand too, which are going to take away some of the hands that Lissy's going to be continuing with here, that he might not bet the turn with himself. Too much strat in this. I'm shutting the fuck up. Flat call. I'm shutting up. I'm done talking. I'm kidding. I'm done talking. Whatever, man. Playing some pot, but it is what it is. The great game. Michael Wilson with the take of the evening. Tournament PLO is different. Michael. Hot take. Thank you for that, Mike. Michael Wilson. My man, Michael Wilson. Join up with his coaching course right now at masterclass.com. He will tell you things that you might have thought but not have said yourself. Tournament PLO is different, Michael. Thank you for that. Thank you. I think that tournament PLO strategy is interesting because I think it's only... What the fuck is happening here? What? TJ's crazy. He's got the ace and the king blocker. What's he going to bet here, guys? He has the king blocker. I think he's going to bet 400,000 or maybe 600,000. Maybe he doesn't. He just wants to bump up his size a little bit just to get him to fold. He's definitely going to bet here, right? One spade, one deuce, ace and the king, 465,000, 550,000. We're close. What an interesting play. I get so fascinated. I don't know what's wrong with me. Look how excited I get about some of these fucking plays. I'm just like, oh my God. Takes it down. Nice hand. ZZ Jade, you look like you came from Auschwitz. Listen, have you guys never seen somebody with a shaved head? Are you guys for real? TJ turning up the heat. 6'10", 8'5", 3 hearts. This guy is, as Michael Wilson says, tournament PLO is different. Flops middle pair with the gut shot here. Does decide to bet half pot. Really mixes it up well with the sizes, the ranges. Terror has future blockers, 1 diamond, gut shot to the second nuts, but he does have the 2 5s. Expect him to just check fold here. Does check call though. Turns 2 pair. Yeah, I don't know how often. I guess he's check calling here, hoping to improve, but also hoping that TJ checks back the turn often enough where he can turn his hand into a bluff on the river. But I think that might be a little ambitious here. Does have those 5 blockers that he could potentially utilize as a bluff on later streets if a 7 comes or an 8 comes or any of those cards that complete a straight. Maybe if a 3, obviously, he does have a straight there. Also, if the turn comes a diamond, he's probably going to go check. Thinks he can just turn his hand to a bluff here often enough, but seems a little loose. Seems a little loose. Lort said, Lissy won 5K in 3-way flips of me and Yoruba last week. Yoruba's still flipping? Are you for real, Lorts? Are you serious? TJ bets big, 7-13. This is kind of a slight problem with calling this hand, is that when you do face a pretty big turn bet, now you have 2.6 million chips, you're facing 713, you lose this hand, you're going to be one of the short stacks. Now, maybe if you're against a player who you think's checking back a lot on the turn, but TJ doesn't seem like the kind of guy who's going to check back a lot on the turn. And he does call. And now the river comes that diamond. Definitely a card I think that TJ would be checking back here. But he is at the bottom of his range right now. So what does he think that? Let me think this out. So what is he going to perceive Terror's range to be right now? Certainly most two pairs, even though he blocks the 6. So the king 4s, the king deuces, some of those combo draws that have two pair with potentially a flush draw to go with it. Maybe like a 6-4-5 type hand, but he does have the 6 and the 5 blockers in his hand. Obviously, there are two flush draws. Most of those diamond draws probably are going to fold on the turn to a bigger bet. So maybe it's some of those marginal two pair type of hands are going to make up more of his range here. So would TJ bluff this? No diamonds in his hand. I think he's going to go for it. But will he bet pot? We'll see. We'll see here. What's he going to do? All in. I love this fucking guy. No, TJ's just like... I mean, okay, think about this for a second, right? What are you going to call with here if you're Terror? If you have the nut flush, you're going to call it the nut flush, obviously. Maybe you lead the nut flush, some frequency as well, too. What other flush draws could you have that you check call the turn with? You know, I don't know. If you have a 9 high flush, are you going to fold here? Maybe. Maybe. There's not many hands you can call with here. Is he thinking about calling with the 6-2-5-5? I mean... Maybe he is. He folds. Okay. I mean, you can't. What are you going to do? You're just in a shit spot there. Takes it down. Nice hand. Uh-oh. Let's see. Why? Can this guy see the cards? Did you guys? He just folded kings. What the? Is this guy cheating? Did you guys see this? He just had kings under the gun. It's 5-handed. Look at this. He has king, king, deuce, deuce. I mean, listen, they're not good kings, but they're still kings when you have this short stack. I don't know. He knew Terror had aces. Now I expect Terror to limp pot here. He's going to go for the limp here. He's been limping a lot. I expect him to limp his hand too. Limps again. He can't fold a 9 high flush. Or maybe he folds a 9 high flush. Brandon, I don't know. He might. He might. How do we know? He can't. Maybe he does. We've seen crazier things happen this tournament. He'd be folding almost his entire range. I agree. Maybe. Who knows? I agree. How did Lissy know? I mean, what the hell? How did he know? These people are sick, man. This is sick. What is happening? King, king? King, king? With 14 big... What the hell's happening here? I don't know. Pay jumps, man. Trevor, what happened to my hair? This is not going to be a surprising answer. I cut my hair. So TJ here, is Terror going to value bet his hand? No, he's not. TJ is going to value bet here. Probably bet small. 180. No, checks back. I guess what's he going to get called by that he beats? Probably, I mean, I'm just getting carried away here with these value bets. I guess I wasn't paying attention to the hand very closely. What could he get called by here that he beats? Yeah, I guess it's only going to be... There's some combinations, 7 deuce, 7-5, 5 deuce, 8 deuce as well. Obviously, he loses to all queen 2 pair combinations. Jeffrey L. of Alabama in the river. If you're not thinking about value betting in all spots, Jeffrey, you're doing it wrong, my friend. You got to think about all these things, man. You got to consider it. You got to think about it, brother. Think about all the angles, Jeffrey. He could, but not standard. I agree. No one said it's standard, Jeffrey. No one said you value bet 100% of the time, Jeffrey. Come on, Jeffrey. Come on, Jeffrey. Come on. I expected better from you, Jeffrey. With a name like Jeffrey Grease Shop, I expected you to consider all the angles, think about all the possibilities in a fucking hand, Jeffrey. Not just say LOL at value betting. Never think about things, Jeffrey. Why not? Maybe sometimes. Maybe against some opponents, right? Who knows? We might see some violence here. Nut flush blocker with the jack. Cobus with the 9 high flush. Does Terror have the heart? He does block some of the 2 pair hands that Cobus might be continuing with here. 250, shove river. 185, shove river. What's he thinking here? Bigger bet, 278. Okay. Did I say that? Did I say 278? He calls. Does he have the heart? Will he do it? I don't think he's going to do it. I don't think he's going to do it. Cobus will snap call. I don't think he's going to do it. Nope, he didn't do it. Okay. Nice hand, nice hand. I didn't think he's going to do it. I didn't think he's going to do it. Once Cobus just, I mean, I don't know, man. I didn't think he's going to do it. I didn't think he's going to do it. TJ turning it up. Queen 377. I like this. Layback, say, Joey, remember watching you back in the day in 14-15 when the high stakes pot limit on wars were a thing when I started out in poker. Happy to say I'm playing for a living now. Dreams do come true. That is fucking awesome, brother. That's awesome, Layback. So I imagine, listen, man, I mean, I think we're going to have Tuesday, we're going to have someone who plays high stakes, Make Boy Finn on the podcast. And this is a guy who got his start. He listened to the podcast when he started playing, and then he's come up in my podcast era, and now he's one of the top Nolan Hold'em players on Pokerstars right now. So it's pretty amazing to see for sure, man. Aces here, going to be all in against TJ with the 4 cards. King, Jack, 10, 5. I think. Maybe not. Maybe he wants to keep those 2 short stacks. I think. He calls. It's a good flop. The fader holds. 3 pair. Needs a heart. No, that's not a straight. TJ, I mean, this is kind of the power pot. You think, what's he open in these hands? But then when you think about the fold equity plus the times that you do get in, they're 8 big blinds against these short stacks, you're really not that far behind in equity. So something to consider when you're playing pot tournaments and you got the bigger stack. You got to turn up the heat. You know? Turn up the heat, baby. TJ attacking Lissy. Lissy's on an island of his own. 1.5 million chips. Oh, no, actually, Terra's pretty short, too. So, yeah. We've seen Lissy play conservative. Pay jumping up here. I mean, listen, man. We saw Lissy make some plays that maybe ever... Oh, this is it. They're going to battle here. But, obviously, he's jumped up 2 pay jumps here. So, it's just... You got to think about these things. They could be right. They could be wrong. Just because these players are good doesn't mean they're necessarily making the right plays. They could be making wrong plays. It's kind of on you to figure out, okay, what do you think's bad? What do you think's good? What do you want to incorporate into your game? And so on and so forth. So all in versus aces. Uh-oh, it's not a bad flop. That's a drawing dead. No, 9. Nope, that's it. Okay, Lissy doubles up. What a beautiful sight. 4-handed. You got a few big blinds left. You pick up aces. So now Lissy, I expect to, just insta-folds that hand. Let me think about this. So he had king deuce 6-5. So he was already folding this hand pre-flop. So was he going to fold this hand pre-flop instantly? Because he insta-folded once that guy raised. So I imagine he had check fold already checked here. Interesting strategy. TJ now deciding to go a little smaller with his pre-flop open here. Terror flops middle pair, open and straight draw. I think this goes check call, 150 from TJ, and then a check call from Terror. Check. TJ is an interesting man. What will happen here now? So he has a blocker. I think he would expect TJ to bet most of his strong hands on the flop if he had a strong hand. So I could see him betting here. 272, I like that. Like that size. Looks like it's going to take it down. Nice hand. BSH164. Getting out of line here. Any comment to Lex's comments that you need to get away from the Supreme Leader? Actually, I don't think I've heard Lex say that. All in here. Flush. Flush. Lissy is a genius. The man takes it down. I actually haven't seen Lex make those comments, but me and him are supposed to have a conversation here pretty soon. So I'll ask him about it. What did he say? Definitely can see where he's coming from, though. I can understand that. I think Doug is definitely not making more friends in the poker world as time goes by. Let's put it like that. So yeah, not making yeah. Jeffrey says 6 big blind, 7 blind, button shove, king 6-5 deuce double suited. No one has fold equity. Seems terrible. I mean, I think he has fold equity for sure. What are you talking about, Jeffrey? Jeffrey, you're tripping, bro. He definitely has fold equity against terror in the big blind. What are you talking about, man? Come on. Craig says the drama was too negative. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I definitely agree with you that I think the drama is a negative thing. TJ, what's he going to do here with the king 10 jack deuce? BSH, in the WCOOP main event stream, he went into detail about his negativity, and you just needed to step away from the drama. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I definitely got a little bit more caught up in the idea of creating certain content that may have been that I wouldn't have created in the past about news type topics that were focused on basically drama or incidents that were happening in poker. And I think a lot of that was influenced by Doug, kind of talking with Doug and him giving ideas for content and the idea of views and those sort of thing like that, which is not really why I started doing content or really ever been my approach to what I found interesting as well. I don't really find the drama that interesting at all for the most part. So yeah, I can definitely understand that. No doubt about it. I think at the same time, Doug's been my friend for a long time. So, it is what it is. There's good and there's bad. And it's on us for us to try things out, and we get influenced by people in our lives, and we decide if we want to keep doing those things. So it's ultimately my response. If I decide to keep doing that, it's on me, at the end of the day. And I think that's a big decision I've made recently, is to kind of really try to go away from that route of content. Even though I'm sure I'll end up doing some videos on it occasionally, but it won't be, it's not going to be on my mind in terms of what comes to the forefront. Lissy defends 7-4-3-5 here. Terror has, what are we going to see bet here? Checks back. Greetings from Hungary. Hollis Peter official says, what's up, buddy? What up, big Hungarian Poppy? What's happening? Oh, I think we're going to have Danfu on the podcast as well, too. Potman Omaha player Danfu back on the pod. Turning into one of the top PLO players as well, too. Grinding hard, man. Got a lot of respect for Danfu's work ethic he's put in, so we're going to have Danfu on the podcast, speaking of Hungarians. Terror with the full house here on the river. I expect him to, what size is he going to do it? I mean, we know what's going to happen, but I think he's going to go 344. No one goes 344 here. I'm tripping. 291. Yeah, I was going to go that first. Josh Totaro, I can see Doug said as a content creator, but you have always been really good at keeping a neutral place in your pod. I don't think it will affect content or viewership for you. 100%. I mean, listen, if you do a video on like WCOOP, for example, I made a video on WCOOP. I ultimately decided not to put it up there because I know it's a dramatic video. It happened, but at the same time, it's going to create a lot of negativity. It's going to create a lot of hostility. It's going to focus on a drama-related thing that happened. So ultimately, for right now, I've decided not to do that video. I might do that at some point in time in the future, but for right now, I've decided against doing it. But I mean, that's a great example. There's the Kate Hall thing versus the Chad Powers, the staking dispute. I mean, you could create a video about that, and those type of things get views. In terms of that versus Potlam and Omaha, those are going to get more views than Potlam and Omaha. For sure. That's just how it works. People, they don't care about me talking about Nolan Hold'em for the most part. Like, they want to get strategy from Nolan Hold'em. I'm not necessarily putting out a lot of strategy when it comes to these Texas Hold'em hands. So, So yeah, when you think about what's going to get the most views, I mean, that video about the angle shoot and Armenian Mike that has 200 and some thousand views. So I don't know. It's just kind of, that's how the game works, for better or worse. So TJ, Cobus limped the button here, called the raise, flopped the straight draw with the third nut flush draw. TJ has him dominated, nut flush draw here. Turns a 4, might see a TJ check here, but I don't think so. Checks here. Check, check. Could see him bet there, could see him check there. Not surprised by either option. See, Fuzzballer makes a comment about Kasuf. If I made a video about Kasuf, that's all the comments are going to be. Even though in the video I made, I'm trying not to be too mean to anyone. Like, I don't think you should bury the guy in the fucking desert, but I mean, I don't know. Very, what a weird bet on the river. I guess that's a blocking bet there. He bet 380. Blocking bet, some thin value against potentially a ace king, ace queen that Cobus might have. Interesting hand. Do I know any of these players? Yes. I know all these players, KYT. All these guys have been playing for a very, very long time. Very, very long time. But I do find that idea of, I'd like to listen to what Lex said. If anyone has a timestamp for when Lex said that in his video, I'd be more than happy to hear it, because I think they're right. I mean, a lot of people have told me these things. You know, the people I talk to in poker, a lot of people say, you know, maybe you shouldn't, not be so associated with Doug. You know, it's just like, when you think about, I got to pee badly now, but when you think about in terms of poker world, there's groups, there's friends, there's different cliques, and Doug really isn't in any of the cliques in poker now. He's in his own world for the most part. His friends don't really play much poker anymore, and if they're not very active in terms of poker right now as well too. You know, like Fees is in crypto now, and the other Evil Empire, I don't know how much poker they're playing, but it's certainly not this Evil Empire like it once was, and Doug's not really in poker anymore. So I think what happens is that when you have an association to that degree, especially after like the Jane Andis stuff happened, and then Jane Andis put those videos out there and talked about this stuff like that, I think that then people only see that, and then they associate you two more together, and then they think about Doug, they think about drama, and then if they put you with Doug, there's pros and cons that come along with that. But that's what happens. I mean, you don't abandon the people that have been there for you for many, many years. That's just not how it works to me. I'm not gonna, there's very few people in your life you're gonna meet that are gonna be with you or help you out or give you advice or stick with you, and I mean, that's just what it is. If that ends up suffering for me or whatever, then it is what it is. I'm not, end of the day, it's fine. Like, I'm not that obsessed about it like a lot of people are. So it is what it is. TJ is going to get it all in here behind, and he's going to hit an ace. Pots the flop. Terror, top 2 pair. Am I stressed out? Of course I'm fucking stressed out. All in. Needs an ace. Needs an ace. Nope, that's it. Terror doubles up. Am I stressed out? Of course I'm stressed. I'm always stressed out, man. I'm a naturally stressed out person. So many thoughts in my mind on a constant basis. It's going so fast. Oliver says, I think videos on Will Kasuf just brings negative attention to poker. That it's a game for yeah, it certainly does. But I mean, it's the reality of poker. When you think about Will Kasuf and what happened with Will Kasuf, he did something bad, right? But I mean, a lot of other people in poker done way worse. I know that they've done things that if it came out or if it happened to come out in that friend group, is pretty bad too. And I'm not saying like, that makes it better, that makes it worse or whatever, but it's just like, that's kind of how the poker world is. When you're in poker for so long, there's a lot of out-of-line things that happen in poker, especially when you get to high stakes. I mean, come on, there's a lot of things that are going on that aren't talked about. So, I mean, I'm very surprised that it happened with Will Kasuf specifically, especially had a roulette table, they're drunk. I mean, I've talked with Will. I've talked with people on the other side, the friends that were involved as well too. So I have a lot more information, I think, than I mean, there's not really that much more information I suppose to share, but I have more information than I believe is public. So I do understand the dynamic between the friendship group a little bit better than I think has been put out there publicly. So I don't know. Josh says, I've never seen you as a view hunter, Poppy. I don't know your personal life, but I trust you for content. I mean, I don't know. I guess that makes sense. Nick Katie. Poppy, why did you hesitate when you got the invite from Rob on the high stakes game? I don't know. You got it down, man. I don't know. Yeah, Rob Young said he wants to play me in PLO. Obviously, I'd have to sell action for this game. I'm not going to be playing a super high stakes pop in Omaha with a guy that owns a fucking casino. And Leon's in the game. Those guys don't care what's happening. But they're fun. Obviously, it'd be a great opportunity to play. I'm sure it'll be streamed if we happen to play it. So I've already had people saying they'd buy action. I don't think that'll be a problem. I can sell action for almost anything. But at the same time, I'm like, I was taken aback. I'm like, oh, he's calling me out to play heads up. So Terror has marginal hand here, middle pair, gut shot straight draw, 9-high flush draw. See what happens here. Check calls, turns trips. Did I say Ryan Chua in a pot earlier? Ryan, are you still out there right now, Ryan? I saw you make a comment in here earlier. Where are you at? I hope you got a rich friend. I have many rich friends, MF. Perk of being me right now, I suppose. I've made many a friend and acquaintance over time. But still, I mean, I don't know. I always feel weird in those situations. Half pot here from TJ. I like that bet. He does have some 8 and a 4, which are going to take away some of the hands that Terror might have. Terror does check call here. Will TJ fire again on the river? It's a different situation than the last time. Is he going to bet pot again? I don't think so. It's a big fucking bet. Thank you, BSH, for the time set. He bets big 1.8. Terror's obviously calling, correct? He's obviously calling, correct? He does call, yeah. Takes it down, nice hand. Not sure if that was a good bluff by TJ. I mean, I guess so. He does have the 8 and the 4 on the turn, which are going to take away a couple of Terror's hands. But Terror is going to have flush draws. He's going to be check calling with. Once he check calls a turn, he's going to have some queens with diamonds as well, too. He's not going to have a 7 very often. Probably going to fold most of his queens. I mean, I think if he's bluffing that hand, I don't know. I guess also when Terror does call, he's a short stack there, so it puts a lot of pressure on him with all of his non-7 hands. Nice hand. I don't think Terror is ever tank folding here ever. So, I mean, when he tanks down there, he's always going to call, I would believe. Mickey Gaines, what would Coach Ingram 2012 say to playing in that game? Well, listen, when I'm in the groove, man, I mean, he would have said, do you want to play? I would have said, where do I got to fly to? No doubt about it for Rob when he said that. TJ picks up a pretty beautiful hand here. Next up against Terror. Terror limp calls the king, queen, 6, 8. See if TJ goes ahead and c-bets here with the 4 overs, nut flush blocker. Let's see what happens here. 2-10. Yeah, we haven't seen Terror really check raise in spots like this yet. This could be a spot. He just had the 6, 8, and queen in his hand. But he check folds. It's at backdoor hearts as well, too. The idea of check raise bluffing, I mean, in your mind, you're like, okay, here's a time to check raise bluff. Here's a time to check raise bluff. But oftentimes in the game, like, you're just not check raise bluffing very often. It's very, if you start throwing all that, you're just check raise bluffing way too much if you start check raise bluffing with hands like that. So. William said, Lex said he loves Joy, but Doug tends to drag. I mean, to be fair, he kind of does, but I mean, Like I said, it is what it is. Getting sore over here. I'm so old, guys. Fuck's sakes. Lissy taking a stand with the ace 10 6 8. Gets called. He's gonna be all in, and he's gonna need a 9 or a 4 or an ace. Or a 10 or a, no, I think he lost. No, that's it. He's done. Ace 10 6 8. Lissy takes the stand. Eliminated in 4th place. $82,000 Lissy's way. We're down to 3. We're down to 3. Here's a spot. Queen, queen, 8-3. 1 suit on the button. How many big blinds are we here? He's about 17 big blinds. Cobus decides to limp here. Definitely not a standard play. All players check. Terror flops the nuts. TJ has 2 pair, top 2 with the 8 high flush draw here and a straight redraw. Might see him bet here. Wouldn't be surprised if he does decide to check here. I don't think a bear 6-7 is gonna check raise him here, so he's just kind of worried about Cobus. I guess maybe Cobus wouldn't jam all of a 6-7. Maybe he just calls with a 6-7 if he has a naked 6-7 without a redraw. So we'll see what Terror does here. I wouldn't be surprised if he does call here. He does just call, correct? Yeah. So not surprised. So you kind of think about betting or checking here in TJ's spot. I think a naked 6-7 without a redraw is probably just going to check call here because there's just a lot of turns that are going to change the board here, just like this one. Bets half pot with the nuts here. Tier obviously can't fold here. He's going to call again, and I expect him to call a river as well too, and a non-diamond. And I expect TJ, because there's a dynamic where they've played these big pots, and TJ just showed down a pretty big bluff. So I think TJ is going to bet pot here on the river. Certainly could be bluffing here with some 3-4 combinations as well. Maybe even a naked 5. Potentially turn that into a bluff here. Trying to get him off straight. So I expect him to bet pretty big here. Either pot or like a 1.1 or something of that nature. Try to get max value from a straight or a worse 5. And he bets 1.1. I mean, okay. I don't know why I knew that, but it's interesting. I mean, he kind of did something similar in a spot earlier, so that's why I thought it might be 1.1. You guys remember that spot where the one guy had ace 8 and he had kings? He bet a little bit smaller there than the pot on the river. And yeah, I think Terror's going to call once again. 6, 7, 8. Like I said, can have bluffs. His hand does look like a weak straight, potentially too. So, yeah. Maybe like a second nut straight, ace deuce, something like that. Maybe with a redraw. Limping in the small out 7-9 deuce deuce. Not an easy hand to play. I think we might get Kasuf on the podcast. We might. Chris Simpson. What's going to happen here? Check, bet, fold. Pot. Okay. And Cobus folds the straight. Jesus. Oh, TJ's a fucking madman. I love this guy. This guy's amazing. I love TJ, man. This might be one of my favorite players to watch now. I always just think TJ was such a nit. No one's going to think he's a nit after watching this, man. My God. This could be a big pot here. Cobus, no, maybe not. Cobus has a pair, 3rd nut flush draw. Terror has the king. I expect Terror to bet this turn, try to fold off an ace, fold off other flush draws as well too. Expect him to go half pot here. Just check back though as well. $165 value bet on the river. Folds, takes it down. Can I get Helmuth on? Of course we can get Helmuth on, man. Shout out to Helmuth. The poker brat himself. Let's see if TJ defends this hand. He does not. What happened to Lafort? Yeah, I haven't talked to Lafort in a while, man. Lafort is, doing his own thing up there in Canada, in Toronto, I believe. Do I sign autographs for what? Why would I sign an autograph for what? Why would somebody want my autograph for? Okay. Actually, I signed 2 autographs before. I felt incredibly weird. Felt incredibly awkward. I was like, oh, this is just... TJ, another bet. 2 backdoor flush draws at the 8. Takes it down. Uh-oh. Cobus limps him double suited aces. This is when they get cracked. Jack 5 deuce. 2 spades. Close enough. Top set. 2 backdoor, no flush draws. It's a good flop. Good flop. Good flop. 155 bet. Check call. Jack on the queen on the turn. Check, check. River's the deuce. Expect Cobus to bet for value here. Nope, checks it again. So if actually, something to think about here. So if he did bet for value, what would he be betting for value against? I think if Terror had 2 pair, like a queen 9 or queen 4, or most of his 2 pairs, he's probably going to bet the turn himself. So when it comes to value betting the river, he might think that, I mean, I think most players would just bet here and hope to get called by something. But I guess he thinks that Terror just doesn't have enough. He's just, the only way he's going to get more value here. And also it does protect his river check range as well too, which I don't think matters a ton in this situation, but it is something to think about. But I think on the surface, it would seem like an immediate value bet, but as played, maybe there's just more value in hoping that Terror decides to bluff this river. I mean, also he could have 3-5 too, so it is a possibility to consider. Let's see what happens here. Will it work out? This is a really interesting spot in terms of value betting. Yeah, it does work out. No, nice. Wow. That's why Cobus is the best. I think most people there would value bet that hand instantly. They'd be like, easy value bet, let's get called. But when you really think about what his range is, and you decide there's just not enough hands you can call with that he wouldn't bet the turn with there. So let's hope that he bluffs. Very nice hand. Very nice hand. 6 deuce deuce here. Cobus has top pair, backdoor and a flush draw. Gets 1 check call from TJ. Will he fire a second bullet? Maybe something. Nope, checks back instantly. He checks back so fast, I didn't even think. We can't even speculate, Cobus. Come on. King on the river. He's got the ace, the queen, and the 10. He's all around there. He's all around. All around. He's all around. Will he turn his hand into a bluff? He does have some showdown. He beats worse 6s. He does turn his hand into a bluff. 420. Will TJ make the call? He folds. Nice hand. Nice hand. Nice hand. Cobus putting on a show these past 2 hands. Beautiful poker being played by Cobus 83 right now. Inspiring play, as they say in soccer. Bottom set here against top pair. Backdoor flush draw. Backdoor straight draw. See if TJ leads out again. He does go ahead and lead out, though, that half pot. Cobus just calls with the bottom set. Turns a 7. Might see TJ bet again here. Checks. Not surprised to see him check there. That turn does bring a lot of hands that Cobus will call the turn with as well, too. And Cobus bets pretty big. 420 into 560. Takes it down. Nice hand. Nice hand, nice hand. Jaman Burton, $2 donation. I forgot you could donate on here. Keep doing what you do, my dude. Much love, Jaman. Much love, brother. Much love, man. Thank you very much. Payouts right now, Peter. Good question. Payouts right now are first 191,000, second 144,000, third place is 109. So third place 109, first place $191,000 here in the great game of Pop in Omaha. PLO's a way of life. The great game of Hotline Omaha. I'm just throwing things out there. Poker. Just play it. I like that saying. I'm not sure why. Not sure why. Oh, does Jamin have a vlog? Oh, is he trying to promote the vlog through donation? It's always a good strat. Why not? Fuck it. Good idea, Jamin. Check out Jamin's vlog. I don't exactly know if it's good or not, but someone in the chat said it's a great vlog, so I'm going to take his word for it and tell you it's a great fucking vlog, so check it out. Jamin Burton, your donation strategy worked. Nice hand. Nice hand. This will not come to a surprise to any of you that follow me regularly, but I don't watch many poker vlogs for a few different reasons. I actually don't watch any vlogs at all, so it is what it is. Aces, baby. How does Tara get aces so often? Fuck's sakes. I expect to see a little 3-bet here. A little 3-banger. A little 3, whatever you call it. Is Cobus going to call? Lissy would fold this hand instantly. Folds. Nice hand. Definitely not a hand you'd fold in cash games, that's for sure. But in tournaments, it's a fold. That's it. Next hand. TJ decides to raise here instead of limp. Interesting. Where else can I play pot limit Omaha tourneys? Indigo says. I don't fucking know. That's a good question. World Series of Poker.com. Global Poker, Ignition. I'm not sure where you play. I don't know. This is not going to surprise you as well. I am not the expert on where to play pot limit Omaha tournaments. Pokerstars, you can play Pokerstars. Pokerstars has pot limit Omaha tournaments. I know that. Party Poker. 888 Poker. If you can play those. Three-handed action, a little slow now. Cobus isn't putting much pressure on TJ's limps quite yet, although he's pretty much had shit hands. Turns a pair here. I could see TJ bet here, but does check. Checks back from Cobus with the 10. Once again, could see TJ bluff here with the 8 blocker. Maybe half pot. Half pot, yep. Fold. Okay. Whatever. Oh boy. Limps in with aces. Very balanced range here. Oh boy. This is going to be all in here against the double-suited king, queen, jack, 10. Oh, who's the guy in the chat getting banned? Oh, how does it feel? How does it feel? Isn't it a lifetime ban? So it's just like you never can chat again. The guy would never comment again. It's just crazy to think about. Crazy. He'll never be able to chat in here again in his life. It's crazy. Oh, here we go. Going to see Cobus make a re-raise here. I expect Terror to just call and be the only time you're going to be unhappy with king, queen, 10. He's got the flush draw. It's going to be all in here. And he's going to need a heart or a backdoor straight draw. I think he's going to probably just shove here. And he does. Needs a heart. Terror eliminates Cobus. Very standard hand. Now we're heads up between TJbentham and Terror. Cobus, $109,000 for third place. Not bad. Not bad at all. $144,000 for second. $191,000 for first here. Who's going to take this down? My pick's TJ. Obviously, he has a little chip lead. It's very easy for me to pick TJ, but would not be surprised to see Terror take this down. Both phenomenal pot limit Omaha players. Terror with the top pair, top kicker here. Not much room for improvement unless a 9 or an ace comes here. But expect him to check call here. Turn 7. See what TJ does. If you guys are watching the stream, make sure you smash that like button. Shout out to my coach. They say smash the like button. Backdoor straight gets there. I actually know. The gut shot straight gets there, not a backdoor straight. But yeah, so one like. If people like the video, you like the fucking video. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Whatever. But it lets me know what people enjoy and what to do more of potentially too. So, what's TJ gonna go with here? Bigger bet, 3 something, 371. Pot. Okay. Whatever. Is what it is. Sachin says, I'm a big fan of yours, Joe. Planning to quit my job to pursue poker full time. Good luck, Sachin. Good luck. I hope you play the great game, a pot limit Omaha, my friend. Hope you play that. Bets pot on the river. Terror. Wouldn't be surprised if he does call here. He does have the king and the 5 here. He probably expects TJ to bet a 7 if he has it. He knows his hand looks marginal at best here. Similar spot to earlier in a way, except TJ actually has the straight here. But different board texture, so ranges are going to be different. Will he call? Will he bluff? I didn't think about that. He does have blockers. He's not going to bluff. I'm kidding. He's just going to check. Who knows? Will he bluff? That'd be gangster, wouldn't it? Just check raises. That'd be sick. That'd be sick. But he check calls and loses, unfortunately. Bow, bow, down, bow, 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 down. Blinds go up. Pretty deep here. 40-some big blinds, something like that. Not deeper than that. What is the big blind? 180 or 120? 160. Okay. Yeah, a little over 40 big blinds here. Bow, down, down, bow, down, 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 down. TJ raises from his limp. Checks this flop with the top pair. One blocker. Terror has gut shot straight draw with the nut flush future blocker here. Turns the second pair. Certainly could put more pressure on TJ here. Wouldn't be surprised to see a big bet here. 1.2-ish, 1.1. Okay, not surprised by that. It's going to put TJ in a lot of tough spots with a hand just like this. Basically a top pair type hand without a redraw to go with it. And since he does block the 10 too, it's going to take away the queen 10 combinations. It's also going to take away the flush draw combinations because he has enough flush blocker in his hand. So also TJ's been betting a ton too, so I think his checking range is probably pretty weak just because he's been betting so often, which is something to consider too. Turns straight here. See if he goes half pot, 160. Pot. Ooh, mixing it up. Fake, maybe like a fake tilt. Want to make him look like he's fake tilting or something. I think from an exploitive standpoint, it's a good bet. It's going to be a lot of hands that have 2 pair with potentially, or flush draws as well too with 1 pair. With draws himself that are just going to call the turn. Maybe a good bet, maybe not. Maybe a good bet size, maybe not. See you later, William Dempsey. Have a good day, everyone. I'm out. Take care, Big Will. Take care. People said, am I still streaming on my Instagram? Shout out to Instagram, man. TJ raises pre-flop, has the wrap here. Terror has top pair with the weak flush draw. He calls, turns trips. His hand's going to look like a draw, so I expect TJ to bet here, although he does have all the draw cards. But I think he's going to bet here again. Probably quarter pot? A little over quarter pot, maybe. Thing is, he has all the draws, though, so wouldn't be surprised if he does check, though, just because he does have the king, queen, 10, which is going to take away the hands that Terror could have. And Terror, if he had like an ace 9, even some ace jacks, he's not always going to raise here. So this might seem like a good card to barrel, but don't think it is. But wouldn't be surprised to see him bet here. Yeah, king, queen, 10, and the 7. Kind of pretty bad cards to have. Though he has no hearts. See what happens here on the river. TJ likes to go for it. He goes for it. Pot. Wow. Wow. Will Terror make the call? See you later, Tongue. Hitting the gym, man. Good luck, brother. Good luck on the grind at Hawaiian Gardens, man. Get those gains in. Terror in the tank. Folds. Woo. Woo. Nice hand. Pocket kings. King, king, 10, 10. Beautiful hand. But Terror flops the set. Queen, queen, 9, 5. Needs a jack or a king. Does check back here. Terror might think about checking here too. TJ's been showing a lot of aggressions on later streets after showing some flop passivity, I believe. Maybe not. But Terror does bet. Fortunately, I don't think he's going to get value here. It's kind of unfortunate when you call a pot size raise here. You flop a set. But he gets one straight. River's basically the nuts. So now on this river, when you think about what could he be betting here in TJ's spot, he probably isn't going to be betting just a naked ace. So when he bets this river, he's betting a hand like ace-queen. Not always ace-queen, though. Maybe he checks ace-queen scared of a 7. So I wonder if TJ does decide a hero call here. I wonder how much Terror decides to bet here. So when TJ does checks back flop and then calls the turn, if he has all the straight draws, he's just going to fold the river. Some of those straight draws do have a 7 in it. I do think Terror is going to size up here and hope that he does have a 7 or a hero call ace. But we'll see. We haven't seen Terror really value bet here very much. So he does bet half pot, 1.5. I think TJ would have sized up here, but we haven't seen Terror in the spot very often. TJ folds pretty quickly. Nice hand. They're playing for $191,000. Pick me too. Jess and Martin, what's up, Big Poppy? What's happening, brother? What's going on? What's happening? What's happening? What up? What up? What up? Oh, I gotta pee so bad. How much long? I don't want to miss the action, though. I need the pee bottle, guys. I'm going for it. All right, that was it. I'm not taking a dump. No, I'm not taking a dump. I did need the bottle there, but we're fine. We didn't miss much, I don't think. TJ still got a chip lead here. Terror going with that 1.4 million size bet here on the river here with the blockers. Got the 8. TJ has 2 pair. Does decide to fold. I gotta say, the more players is a lot more exciting than just heads up. Heads up PLO is kind of boring to watch for the most part. I think it's just because you don't play much heads up. If I played more heads up, I'd find it more exciting. But because I primarily play 6-handed or full ring or short-handed, not specifically heads up, I guess this I don't find necessarily as interesting. But still, a great game, Pop Huh? You can still learn a lot from watching these guys play heads up too. But I feel like I learn more from with more players, personally. Let's be real. When am I ever going to be heads up for a fucking PLO tournament victory? You know what I'm saying? Come on. When am I going to be ever heads up for a PLO tournament win? It's so hard to get heads up in a PLO tournament. First, you have to play a PLO tournament. And there's maybe like 10 in a year you play that are live. So very hard to get heads up in one of those. You got to run so good. Especially these ones with a fast structure and shorter stacks. You just got to run so good. You really do. Josh says these boys are scared of river bluffs with a blocker or two. These are two of the most scared pot limit Omaha players around, Josh. Two scared men here. tjbentham and Terror 77777777727. Uh-oh. 3 bets. TJ's got aces. Here comes the 4-banger. 4.3 million. Terror's got a call, right? Maybe not. He calls. That is not a good flop for King 578 double suited. It's a very bad flop. Terror takes a big hit there. 4 million chips go off of his stack and go to tjbentham's stack. And the game continues. I'll just limp in. Bottom set here with the future nut flush blocker. TJ has top pair. Open and a straight draw. Expect him to could check racer actually. Wouldn't be surprised if either option, check call or check raise. Probably expects to take down the hand often enough when he does check shove here. He's tanking, thinking about it. Decides to check call. Turns to 8. Let's see what size Terror goes with here. What will he do here? How interesting to see what size he bets. He might bet pot. 452 again. Yeah, Terror likes going with these 2/3 pot sizes, it looks like. Oliver, any podcast lineup over the next few weeks? Yes, we do. Tuesday, we're going to have a high-stakes no limit hold'em player who plays on Pokerstars named Make Boy Finn on the podcast from Finland. Up-and-coming no limit hold'em player. Came up in the past few years. Wednesday, Daniel Negreanu is going to be on the podcast. I believe that's going to happen on Wednesday. And then I have a bunch of I reached out to a few different people. So we're going to definitely be doing 2 or 3 podcasts coming up here. Dan Fu's going to be coming on the podcast. Pot limit Omaha player, Dan Fu. Going to be having him back on, see how his grind to the high stakes is going. See how his pot limit Omaha progression has been as well. Hopefully we get Lex on the podcast too, Lex Feldhaus. Want to have Lex on a lot. Want to catch up with him, see how things have been going with him. If the Twitch grinds grind him crazy. You know, when you're grinding every day and you're going through downswing, it drives you fucking mental. So looks like he's been having some ups and having some downs, which is going to happen when you play a lot of poker. Just how it goes. You win some, you lose some. When you have to stream every day, I mean, it's just, stressful. Very, very stressful to do that. So we'll see, though. If you guys have any recommendations for podcast guests, I'd be more than happy to potentially inquire. But what happened yesterday, I asked like 5 or 6 people yesterday. And then if 5 or 6 say yes, then it's like, okay, we got to line those bad boys up. Do we do 5 in a week? I don't really know. But yeah, I'm going to get back hardcore on the content grind on all my social media platforms. Just get back after it, man. Be active, kind of get in a routine. Just be consistent with everything. Be consistent with the working out. Be consistent with my job, how I make a living, with poker. I think I've had a hard time accepting the idea that I need to treat podcasting and content as an actual job. I need to stop being so lackadaisical with my approach. I need to be more organized. I need to have more planning. I can't approach it the same way I've approached poker, which is just sort of like, woo, fly by the seat of my pants in my own little fucking dream world here. And I need to actually put some structure in with what I'm doing if I want to be able to do everything. So if I'm only trying to play poker, well, then I can just play poker and I don't need structure. But I think structure would still help me. So if I want to do a lot of different things, I know I'm going to need more structure in my life, which has never been a strong thing of mine, especially in poker. So, it's really about, for me, breaking down my life into smaller chunks, working on building that organization up from very simple things in my life and simple structures when it comes to just making breakfast or brushing your teeth or cleaning up your apartment. So I've been trying a couple different things I think are working very well. I'm really trying to stay off my phone, get away from that phone addiction that so many of us have, where we're just addicted to our phone and we're on it constantly. So I'm trying to get over that a lot. Really trying to talk to people more, have more conversation. I feel like I've sort of fallen a crutch to social media and to the internet so instead of focusing on in real life conversations and interactions, I've just haven't prioritized it for the most part. So it's been something I really want to work at. And that's what we're doing right now. So what do we got here? Open and a straight draw and a flush draw here for Terror. Check calls. River is the 7. Does not improve his hand. TJ does have some showdown here with the 10. Nathan, we can see the card. This is a replay. Pokerstars posted, Nathan. So all the replays on Pokerstars, Nathan, you can see the cards heads up. Nicholas says good for you. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It depends if you want to be successful or not. If I don't want to have success at what I'm doing, which I don't think I've been very successful this year or even last year for the most part in terms of what I consider success. Just haven't been very productive overall. I think I've just way too much time on my phone, just looking at being distracted, just being very distracted. Whether it's online sites or hip hop forums or music or YouTube videos, things I enjoy and I'd like to do more of, but it's like it doesn't necessarily help you when it comes to what your main priorities are, sort of thing like that. So Peddling says, hell yeah, puppy. Just like the good old times, railing some pot limit Omaha action. That's true. This is like old times, man. Yeah, I was thinking about some videos I could do, and I didn't want to make any dramatic news-related video today, so I was just thinking, what could I make right now? And I was like, I want to stream something. I was like, well, I'm going to watch this anyway. I might as well stream it. So that's what we're doing. We're streaming this right now. What is success to you, puppy? Lewis says, yeah, I mean, success to me used to be... it used to be very, I guess, monetary in poker. Obviously, success is how you judge your success, is how much money you have. And then I think when I did content, it was views in some way, but it never really was views. But then it shifted to the idea of views and how many people are watching you on various social media platforms and YouTube. And then I don't know. I was like, well, that's not really what's ever been successful to me. Like even in poker, I thought it was the money, but it really wasn't the money. I didn't care about that. It was just more of the challenge of beating the game, of getting to the high stakes, of that progression that comes along in poker. So that was that's what I considered success. And then once I got to that point, that wasn't what I considered success anymore. I considered success just the idea of getting better and challenging yourself and keep improving. And then I think with content, before it was just always just doing the podcast and having fun. I think that's what success meant to me, was just enjoying myself, giving people a platform to share their poker experience, creating poker content that other people who loved poker like myself could really enjoy as well too. And then I think at some point in time that shifted, and that wasn't what was success to me anymore. And then in these past year, that's what I've been trying to figure out. Okay, well, what do I want to be? What do I want to do? What do I want to focus on? What do I want to improve at? And then trying to figure what those things are. And I think that's sort of what I want to get back to, which is just the idea of creating poker content for poker players who also love poker like I love poker, and not really playing up the whole negativity aspects of poker, not playing up the, all the drama related kind of stuff in poker. So yeah, we just saw Terror fold a flush there against TJ, who had King 5 Jack Jack. Not many hero calls here so far, guys. Not many hero calls here. TJ is in for the kill. TJ really is in for the kill, man. This man is a savage. He's a savage for sure. But what do I consider success? That's a great question. What do you guys consider success? I don't really know anymore what I consider success. I think what traditional success is not what I consider success anymore. When you think about success, it's you want to get better, you want more views, you want more subscribers, you want more money, you want more connections, you want more fame. Like, I think that's what a lot of people consider success, but I don't find that very appealing at all. And I'm having a tough time, I guess, figuring out what the appeal is for myself. So I think that, I don't know, I've never found that appealing, I suppose. Probably because I don't see anybody, you know, in life. Like I see people sometimes, but it's just I stick to myself a lot. I stay home a lot. So I'm not really experiencing the perks or whatever, or just the interactions that come along with that sort of thing. So it just, in these past few years, I never really chased that, never really enjoyed that. I feel awkward when those things kind of take place. And yeah, I don't know. Interesting hand here. Bottom set for Terror with a deuce. TJ has the flush draw and the blockers. I think Terror will check call here. River is, oh my God. Hold on. Straight flush versus full house. Unfortunately for TJ, I don't think he's going to check a racer. I think Terror is just going to check. Well, Wow. How does it feel to make a straight flush? Heads up or a WCOOP bracelet? When you've already been turning up the heat so much. How much is he going to bet? 9995. Will Terror check raise here? I don't know. But I think he's going to. And that will be good game. He just calls. Yeah, not surprised by that just call. Might not think he's going to get called by worse when he does check raise there. So not surprised by that. TJ with the overwhelming chip lead here. Terror left with a little over, what has he got? 12, 13, 14-ish big blinds here. TJ with the commanding chip lead, 100 big blinds. This is going to need to be a big comeback here. And this will not be the hand that'll happen. I'm going to be honest with you guys here. tjbentham has a full house. Terror has top pair, over pair, king high flush draw. TJ check calls here. I expect this to go check. And then Terror to be in position on the river. I bet Terror makes the flush. And then he faces a big bet and he's like, what the fuck? How does this guy have it again? Yep, that's what's going to happen. But he makes the king. Bow, bow, down, bow, down, bow, bow, bow. How much will TJ bet? Doom. Oliver says, surely you could easily get a job at one. I think I could get a job at a lot of places. You get a job at one of the main Vegas casinos, setting up, playing PLO in games a couple days a week. Sounds a fun way to grow. Yeah, I've definitely thought about playing more live and then creating more content because I really want to grow Pot Limit Omaha here in Vegas because there's not much games. Something I've considered, but I mean, I have a lot of ideas in my mind, so. Terror is in the tank, 1.1 million here. If he calls, he's going to be left with zilch. And he is left with zilch here. A little over 4 big blinds. And now it's just a matter of time where the game ends. Nathan says, success to me is having the means to live your life the way you want to and being able to do what makes you happy. I like that a lot. This is it. Nope. Straight for Terror here. He's still alive. Still alive. 9 big blinds. Nicholas says, I was a trader for 25 fucking miserable years. It was money. Luckily, I have 2 brilliant kids and a family that give a fuck. It's a good thing for sure. Well, I guess this ends because this is the last hand. This is it. The pop-up popped up. That means that the game. That means this ends. The suspense is not there anymore. It's over. tjbentham takes it down. That's it. GG. What are these videos? Rounders? Matt Damon? I guess that's it, guys. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought. Much love. You guys can see my shaved head here in all its glory. But yeah, thanks you guys for tuning in. I don't know when I'll do another stream. Podcast will be on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern time with Make Bluffing. And yeah, that's it, guys. Let me know what you thought in the comments section below. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. And I think that's it, man. I don't know what I'm going to do right now. It's 9:50 a.m. I'm on a real reversed world sleep schedule right now. I feel like there's a lot of poker content I want to watch that's on YouTube. So maybe I'll do more streams. Would you guys want to watch more streams where I watch some of this content? Because there's a lot of content out there. So It's actually kind of a popular thing in other genres where streamers watch content and then people like upload the streamer watching content, which I always kind of find interesting too. So, but yeah, Jim Hammond, a PLO meetup game, that is definitely going to happen in the future, guys. That'll happen sometime soon. But yeah, that's it. That's what I got. Much love, guys. Much love. Appreciate all the comments, all the questions, all of the interaction. I've enjoyed it very much. We'll be streaming some more here. Maybe do a stream tomorrow too. That's it. Peace out, guys.